violence is spreading quite fast.
Mtu kama ajira hana, inabidi sasa atulia maskani, labda atakula mgoka, atafuta banki, vitu kama zile ambayo tayari mihadarati watumia.
Vijana vikundi maskani nini na kupora watu.
Many people are perishing because of wanting shortcut things.
If I involve myself in crime, will I have been here now?
In 2007, we had the post-election violence, and even after then, in subsequent elections, there are pockets of violence. Now, statistically, when you look, you will see a lot of those pockets are within informal settlements where politicians will come give young people 100 shillings, 200 shillings, and then different camps will fight, and young people dying, losing their lives at a very tender age. And so the question that we had as KCDF was, how can we craft livelihood programs that ensure that these young men especially were more engaged? We felt that there was a gap.
As we were about to enter into the election cycle, we felt that it was important for the banking industry to support local communities during this period, which is usually very disruptive. And we identified young men because we felt that they were especially marginalized, and often they were being used by politicians to cause disruption in their local communities. So we thought, how do we engage these individuals and give them a sense of purpose, a sense of community, so they can be champions of change, not only for their families, but for their communities.
We were also approached by Kenya Bankers Association, who are also struggling with the same agenda. And so we ended up creating a very innovative program. When you look at what characterizes many young people, and especially young men in the informal settlements, you find that nobody wants to give them loans because of the risk associated or the perceptions of risk. One of the things that we deliberately did was to say we need to begin in a very big way so that we are able to demonstrate change, then move to scale. And so we began with close to 300 young people spread from 2 informal settlements in Nairobi and from Mombasa.
I started by doing community outreach programs. We came together, started voluntary activities, cleanups in the community. After the post-election violence, we started doing urban farming. We also started partnering with the Ministry of Agriculture, who also introduced other organizations like Mazingira, who has also trained us on various activities in terms of urban farming. Through some organizations that we've partnered with, like Yarden, KCDF, and Kenya Bankers Association, I personally have been enrolled to a training which have undergone a business training kitty, and I've really gone through the process and I've graduated. I have a certificate.
Yarden works with young people, and we pride ourselves for understanding young people's dynamics, but also we pride ourselves in coming up with creative and innovative strategies. For example, everything that Yarden does uses arts as the methodology. Within Ybizna, why we got involved is that we looked at young men as a marginalized group. Young men have unique dynamics and unique needs, and that's why they become vulnerable to cause chaos. The young men that we work with, the first thing that we do is to make sure that we help them change their attitude and their behavior and strengthen their identities.
When I started from the first week, it was so hard, like people don't know this place. I had a lot of challenges. Before they gave us loan, they gave us education, knowledge, skill about business, about entrepreneurship. So after there, the loaners, they given me some amount to add on what I have so that I accomplished to open this place. That is how I became up, and now I'm here. Always, Yarden and KCDF, they always collaborate and they always dream together. So since they made me start this place, at least have this place, I think they still give me hope.
One of the things was to ensure that the approach that we did had a very personal touch. You don't train a very big group, you don't interact and try to influence a very huge group of young people. With the partners that we are working with, we were able to do group sessions and one-on-one sessions.
So in addition to training these young men, we've set up a 1 million shilling fund where they can tap interest-free loans to start their businesses or scale up their businesses.
When you go to Mombasa, we also had another partner who was already trying various things or models around loans, trying various models around capacity building for financial inclusion. And that was Dream Achievers, who's been a partner for KCDF since 2014.
Dream Achievers Youth Organization started in 2005 as a performing artist group. We had a problem of drug issues and peace and security at our community in Mtopanga. So as young people, we feel that there is a need of us coming together and form like a movement or a group. So a group of artists and young people come together and form a performing artist group by the name Dream Achievers. We have some of the young people whom we train. They're now running their own businesses. A good example, we have some group like Ambitious Group. They are doing juice. They're also doing movie. We have also another group that they're doing clothes, like big collection. They are selling clothes.
Ilikuwa ni mwaka wa 2015 nakumbuka KSDF akituletea project yao ya biashara na tukatrainiwa, tukapromisiwa tutapatwa loan. Hapo sasa nilijua kuandika business plan, unaona. Niandika biashara yangu kwa karatasi, unaona. Tukaonyeshwa jinsi ya kuipamba, jinsi ya kuidefend, vitu kama hivyo, na tukapata hiyo loan. Mtaa wetu unajulikana kama ni mtaa wa Kali Kwanza. Hawa vijana wa vikundi maskani nini na kupora watu. Mbali na mimi binafsi, unaona, hao ni kama marafiki zangu, unaona. Manake ni watu wa mtaani, watu ambao nilisoma nao. Sasa hii training imenisaidia mimi siwezi kaa tena maskani. Pia imesaidia mavijana wengine ambao walikuwa huko wametoka sasa wana focus na biashara. Tuko na biashara ya DSTV, na sisi tunaonesha boli, pia tuko na PS ya watoto, na pia vile tumefungua upande mwingine wa kuku. Tunafuga kuku wa kutega mayai na kuna kuku wa nyama.
Training hii pompo tulifanyiwa ambapo ni business and entrepreneurship skills. Training ilinisaidia kwa sababu at first mimi mwenyewe sikuwa nitaweza kuanza vipi biashara, na sikuwahi kujua kama biashara gani inaweza kafiti mahali popote pale, umeona. Na tukaweza kujua kwa kuna biashara kwanza ni unotice kama kuna gap fulani pale. Unaangalia pia demand supply, unaangalia pia ile kitu ambao wale clients wako wanahitaji, vitu kama hizo. Na tunashukuru kwa sababu zile vitu ambazo tulisomea ndio zile ambazo nakutana nazo katika safari ya biashara yani. Kwa sababu at first we identify ile gap ambayo iko hapa hivi ni cyber na juice pala. Na sasa tunashukuru kadri tunavyoendelea ni hivyo ndo tunavyozidi kujua kwa katika ile training kuna zile vitu ambazo tulisomea kule zilikuwa muhimu na tukumbana nazo katika hii biashara.
These young men have a lot of potential, and when you look at with the training what they're able to do with their small businesses, I really do wish that they are successful. I hope that they pull their resources together. I hope they start building wealth, start building their savings base, and eventually, who knows, they might be a member of KBA.
I believe that in 5 years we'll increase the number of staff. Our young people get employed. Apart from being employed, I know the families within our area will benefit a lot.
Ybizna is a unique program. Besides leaving young men with skills that they can engage to earn a living, it also leaves very strong positive attitudes at the grassroots level.
Kuna vile nakuwa nervous. Jiani naona kwa smart sana naona. Experience imekuwa poa, nashukuru.
This engagement for us is critical in the sense that KBA, one of the roles we play is we get feedback from the market in terms of the challenges that the consumers of banking services are having, and then we help the banks structure something either as KBA or the individual bank structure something that can be able to respond to those challenges. So when you tell us that you walk into a bank and the bank, there is a clear gap, the bank does not want to look at you, we then have got to sit back and ask the banks, how do we ensure that the youth, for example, are comfortable walking into the banks?
We have so many brilliant ideas that we have here around with us. So let us use whatever we have, which is utilization of the available resources. Anywhere that you are, it does not need big space. The small space that you have, just use it accordingly and you'll get something from it.
Sasa mimi najiona yani next kama 2 years hivi nitakuwa na mali pengine, nimeaim kufungua mali ambapo kuna maduka ma town center hivi, magari yanapita hivyo, no, mali ambapo nitaonekana.
Nilifanya bidii na ule msukumo ambao tulikuwa nao, pia tukaweza kupata hii pesa, tukaanza biashara na sasa tuendelea hivyo polepole.
In the next 1-2 years, we dream or we envision a world where our Nairobi, our Mombasa and other areas where young people begin being more recognized, and precisely young men, who most of the programming and approaches tend to ignore.